As we look next to New Brunswick, there's an update on the Miramichi situation. And this is from the Professional Firefighters Association in the north of the province, posting on social media that the fire burning near Miramichi has grown to just over 11 square kilometers, and they're ranking that as a rank 6 fire considered beyond control. They're urging people now to be vigilant with fire prevention because resources are already stretched thin and they don't want any more sparking up. Now, the fire in Miramichi is one of 2 out of control in New Brunswick. The other is the Irishtown fire, which is north of Moncton, and that's where Brett Ruskin is this morning.
Driving around Irishtown area, this is just north of Moncton, so just at the end of a roadway here, basically. I'm not in the woods. It looks like I'm in the woods, but the woods are still closed down. But driving around, essentially looking for the fire. I spoke with some RCMP officers who were blocking off one road, which I suspect kind of leads to where the fire began, or at least where it was yesterday. They said, much better day today than it was yesterday. The skies are more clear. We're not seeing kind of the plumes of smoke that we had seen yesterday. The fire and the wind is moving away from communities. So while there is still the warning or the threat of a possible evacuation for those 900 homes or structures, those 1,500 residents in this area, in and around kind of this wooded area north of Moncton, there is hope and good news with the fire not only moving away from those communities, but also the fire overall being a little bit smaller. So about 10 hectares, 9 hectares smaller than it was yesterday, so measuring around 45 hectares in size. Still, though, it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen with another day of hot temperatures, dry conditions as well. So who knows what's going to happen with the wind. And so that is why residents here are still being told to be ready to evacuate in case the fire should shift once again. Here is one of those residents talking about the process of getting ready to possibly leave.
It is our first time really for me to say that we have to get ready to get out. It is stressful as much as I'm trying to be calm. The butterflies are going. If we get the alarm to go, well, we'll pack as much as we can and go.
Now, certainly stressful, especially for a province that isn't really used to this type of thing. Summer after summer, it seems like New Brunswick sends resources elsewhere to other provinces to help with their wildfires, whether it be crews on the ground, water bombers from the air, helicopters in the air, logistics, things like that. It's untypical. It's not usual to have a request made by New Brunswick to have other provinces send help, but that is what's happening this year. We know that within the next hour or so, we are going to have a crew leaving from Nova Scotia to come here. We're going to have a crew from PEI to come here, as well as possibly one from the state of Maine as well, to again augment the resources and the assets on the ground to fight the fires here in New Brunswick. Heather.
The second out-of-control situation, Brett, is north of where you are near Miramichi, and this hour, what's the latest on that fire?
Yes, so that one is 1,120 hectares in size, so substantially larger than the one in the area where I am. But again, that's near Miramichi. There were water bombers that were working on that fire yesterday and the day before that, obviously, and before that. But it is being described as beyond control by provincial officials. So what their plan, what their strategy is with that fire is to direct it, is to try to steer it away from communities and away from homes, even if they can't get in front of it, try to knock down the size. They feel like they can try to muster some type of control to move it away from populated areas. And so we know that it's already prompted the evacuation of 3 homes, another cottage, another 15 homes or so are under threat of possible evacuation. But again, that one is still large in size and still a substantial amount of assets, kind of airborne assets like water bombers, being used to fight that fire, as well as this one here in the Irishtown area. So lots of resources being used by New Brunswick officials, lots of coordination involved to fight these out-of-control wildfires here.
Brett Ruskin from Moncton this morning.